and welcome back to Bookhaven with me, Kim. Today I want to talk about book subscription boxes. And there's a couple that I've tried so far, a few more that I'm interested in. So if you're interested in hearing about my experiences and telling me about yours, stick around. About a year ago, I tried my first book box. I believe, what did I find first? It was OwlCrate, and I've tried both OwlCrate Junior and OwlCrate, which has a selection of young adult books, both contemporary and fantasy, different types. So you never know what book exactly you're going to get, but they do give hints in the previous month, and I believe on their Instagram account. The mystery of it is pretty fun, but you never know if you're going to end up with a book that was on your TBR and something that you were actually interested in, or one that you're not. Aside from the book, you could also be excited about some of the bookish items that you might receive in this box. Now I have a few things to show you that have come in various boxes throughout the last year. I can't recall which box they came in specifically, so bear with me. One of the things I received in one of my OwlCrate boxes was this beautiful pillowcase, and it says, let's see, Once Upon a Dream. Beautifully designed, perfect for my king-size pillow, and I love when they include pillowcases. I think it's so much fun to read in my dolled-out bookish area, especially when I'm in bed reading cozied up to my OwlCrate pillow. Other typical items I found in my boxes have been mugs, always sort of done to the theme of each month. Now this one says, "Even in the future, the story begins with Once Upon a Time." And yep, that says that on both ends, and they have the OwlCrate logo on the bottom. So cute little mug. They don't do it every single box you get. It could be different things in the box. So I know that they've had a few mugs designed for them though. Another thing that is really popular to find in OwlCrate and other subscription boxes are candles. Now I don't remember if this one was from OwlCrate because I've got so many candles, or from one of the other boxes I subscribe to, but they all smell delicious. I know OwlCrate does an amazing job of picking great people to work with, and they come out with stellar products. So for example, this is what you would receive in the mail if you subscribe to OwlCrate Junior. I believe the regular box is fairly similar. I don't have one on hand to show you. And they always do a pin in that month's theme. They have a little booklet with some games and usually a Q&A with the author and some information about the art. And the next month's book, they give you a little hint. And then you can end up with any variety of things. I've had pieces of clothing like scarves. I've had candles and like tea and hot chocolate, and you never know what you're going to end up with, but it's always really great quality. Even, I believe, jewelry sometimes, yeah. And even if you don't have maybe a particular use for something in their boxes, it can be really fun to reinvent some of the products. Like one month they gave away this tapestry, this beautiful bookish tapestry. I'll show you here. So I didn't really have any use for a wall tapestry, and I decided just to go to a fabric store and get a backing and make this into a lovely cozy reading blanket. So you can be creative with some of their products, which is really fun. Plus, I don't think they could fit something so big in one of their boxes, but the cover itself, the tapestry, was probably one of the bigger items that I've received so far with them. For OwlCrate, there's been maybe a couple of books that I haven't been fond of, and I have no problem unhauling those. I've always still found an interest in some of the bookish items in the box. I would give them a 4.5 out of 5 if I was to rate them and how much I enjoyed their service so far. They're always on time. Their customer service is phenomenal. Any questions, any problems, and you hear from an employee pretty much right away. Of course, the books coming signed from the author is my favorite thing. Even if I don't love a book, just having it signed by the author is really special. So I'll continue to subscribe from OwlCrate. Not all the subscription boxes do that, so that's one of the things that will keep me coming back to OwlCrate. Another subscription box that I tried throughout this year was Once Upon a Book Club. And when I started subscribing from them, they had adult fiction books, mostly I believe, but now they also have a YA box that comes out. When you get your Once Upon a Book Club box in the mail each month, it looks a little something like this, which, isn't it adorable? If I remember correctly, their YA box was very similar, maybe just a different color. Similarly with the other subscription box I just talked about, you never know what book is going to be coming. They put hints in the month before leading up to it, but I have messaged the owner out of concern that it would be a book I already had, and she was pretty forthcoming with information. Now, this one is a little bit different in the way that you get a book, and as you read the book, there are little tabs in the book on specific pages telling you to open up a gift. So when you receive this box, there's usually a little pamphlet with information and dates, I think, for different things you can do, photo challenges and such. And then you have individually wrapped gifts with page numbers on them. And you're not supposed to open these gifts. I've never done that ahead of time. But yeah, you're supposed to read through the book, and when you get to that page, it will have a little sticker inside saying open gift for page 117. So I'll show you an example. One month they did the book called The Taster by V.S. Alexander. This book takes place in World War II. It's basically about a young German girl who ends up becoming a taster for Hitler. So she's trained to sample his food before it goes out to him in case there's any poisons in it. And so far I've been extremely impressed with the book selection that Once Upon a Book Club has done. So I've only had one YA box, and the rest have been for the adult fiction, and every book I had never heard of, but when I read it, it was definitely 3.5 to 4 stars for me, regardless of the book. And most of them I don't even have with me right now because I've lent them out, and a lot of friends' book clubs have used them throughout the year as good suggestions for upcoming books. This was a book I believe I enjoyed pretty well. I'll show you an example of what to expect when you're going through. So if you got to page 117 on this, you would see this little sticky note saying open your gift. It always ties in with the book. It's really neat how they've done this. So here it says, my heart was nearly in my throat. Where was Mina? If she did not come to work, how could I save Else? I didn't want her to be poisoned. Else chastised me as I walked past her to my station. You forgot the spoon. I laughed half-heartedly, but it was too late to get another one. Dora had left the mess hall. Otto and Cook stood across from Else to watch the tasting. Cook told Else to begin. So it says, open your gift. And then you'll find, here was the gift for page 117. Very nice little box. So keeping in mind what I just read, open it up, and this one is a little spoon. But I found it a lot of fun and just a really unique way to help immerse yourself in the story. Another example, I don't have the book anymore because it is out on loan, and that is for a book, hopefully, that will show up here, called The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. And it's basically a thriller about a woman who is secluded herself into her house. She has agoraphobia and she won't leave. And one day some people move in next door and she happens to be looking through her window and she witnesses something shocking. But she's not sure if she really saw what she saw because she has a bit of a drinking problem and has not been taking her medication as she should. So an example of something I got in that story. Now I have to give you a little bit of backstory. So this woman, like I said, has agoraphobia. She's been working with a psychologist to try and make her way outside her door. And one of the things that the psychologist has had her practice was opening an umbrella as she tried to step out the door to give her a bit of a sense of safety and security. And as I mentioned just a minute ago, she really loves her red wine and has a bit of a drinking problem. Now, this is the gift I got for page 149. I don't have the book with me to read right now, but it is a red wine bottle. You can see it says The Woman in the Window, just like she loves to drink her red wine. And I didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, did they actually send me wine? That would be fantastic. But no, it's not wine. Let's see if I can do this right. So you open it up, and it is an umbrella with the wine top as something to hold on to here. Now I'll try and open this up because I believe they printed something on this. Let's see here. Sorry, it's a little wrinkly, but see, Rain, Rain, Go Away. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I thought that was hilarious. Now, I haven't held on to all the gifts because I would have way too much. I let my nieces kind of go through them and use a lot of the stuff as a make-believe box. I've had candles, again, really unique items sort of specific to the story. Jewelry that was recreated. I think especially in this story that I was just talking about, The Woman in the Window, there was a piece of jewelry that had been explained in detail on the page, and then when you open the gift, it was exactly that, a necklace that was completely a match in every way. I've received a purse, again candles, some letters that tie in with the book, different artsy things. Another book that was in 1 month was by Kristen Hanna. It had to do with a family that moved up to Alaska, and there was a scene where the main character had gone to visit someone she hadn't seen in a long time, and he had done a painting of the Northern Lights with the word her sort of drawn in there somehow. The present that corresponded with that was an exact replica basically of that painting, and it was so neat. Like, I was just jumping up and down and squealing because I thought it was just so amazing that they could do that. So that's my experience with Once Upon a Book Club. If I were to rate them, I give them probably a 4 out of 5, only docking a little bit, half a point, because they can struggle sometimes with getting their boxes out on time through no fault of their own. I know there's been different troubles with the mailing and shipping companies, and also they're waiting to get all their individual items from whoever makes the presents, and they're done with a lot of heart and a lot of skill, and you never know what you can run up against when you're making something like that for so many people. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've tried any book subscription boxes and how it's been. There's another one that I've heard of but I haven't tried yet. I think it's called OwlCrate. If you've had positive or negative experiences with that, I'd love to hear. If you've liked this topic and want to hear more about it, definitely let me know down below in the comments, and I might continue to do an unboxing each month if that's what you guys are interested in. If you have any book subscription boxes you think I'd like, definitely let me know as well. I'm always interested to experience new things because I think it sort of opens you up to reading different genres and different books that you wouldn't have normally chosen for yourself. So thanks again for joining me on Bookhaven, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, keep reading.